Coming up in this week's episode.
What the hell is that? I think it's French. And he goes, bonjour. Oh, God, what's happening? I want Victory Radio on, please.
She's got two daughters now.
Yeah.
And she will say to one, what do you want for dinner? And she will say to the other one, what do you want for dinner?
Yeah.
And I'm going like, oh, no.
Just serve the dinner.
Serve the dinner.
What I prefer to do is not take a travel line. I prefer to go to a hotel, get ready for the evening, realise I've got to iron something, phone down to reception and wait a handy 3 hours for them to bring an ironing board and an iron up to the room.
It's time to adjust those shoulder pads, backcomb what's left of your hair, and jump into the DeLorean for a look back at what's possibly the best decade anyone could ever have grown up in.
Shall we play a game?
This is Bring Back the 80s with your hosts James Alderson and me, Andy Jackson.
Episode 4 of the brand new season 4, James.
Well, they've released us from talking about Kids' Bedroom in the last episode. They've let us out on a warning as long as we don't talk about it again. But here we are.
Oh, no.
We're rule breakers. Don't touch them.
It's almost like we're in a bedroom here now, isn't it? A kid's bedroom.
Yeah. We have got the
tellies.
tellies, these tellies. Of course, the tellies that you would tune in with a tuning knob, like a radio, and a little internal aerial. And these exactly were the type where you get your first telly in your room.
Never colour, always black and white.
Black and white. This bad boy, Binatone, 12-inch. It even says it on the front of the device.
12-inch.
It's a 12-inch black and white telly. You don't get that these days, do you? Explaining what it is that you've got on the front of it.
And the thing is, as well, what you can't see from here, but obviously you remember, tellies now are this thin.
Yeah.
Then they were
as deep as they were
deep
wide.
as they were wide.
Yeah.
And heavy as you know what.
Yeah, exactly.
Weren't they?
No, and if you had space for your telly, obviously a nice mirror with the graphics of your favourite artist on. The mirror doesn't really actually work as a mirror, but that was the idea. It was a mirror whilst being printed on with Madonna, Sting, Rick Astley.
Whoever.
Yeah.
Whoever
you fancy Care
He's
Bear.
looking very pensive there, isn't he?
He's serious.
Yeah,
He's listening.
Serious musician.
Yeah, that's it. Let's take it seriously.
Thinking about his tantric sex.
He's doing stuff. I can feel him whilst I'm sat here, boring his eyes into my genitalia. Okay, is that what happens? I don't know if tantric sex works like that, but he should stop it straight away.
Are you ready for our first clip, James?
Yes, please.
As we go back into the world of televisional delights.
Oh.
MFI's biggest sale of the year. Massive reductions on Hygiena kitchens and bedrooms, plus an extra 10% off ticketed sale prices. So Hygiena bedrooms start at just $14.99 a unit, and Hygiena two-door kitchen units start at just $22.49. There are thousands of furniture bargains at sale prices for every room in the house.
MFI's biggest sale of the year.
Go for it. Boxing Day, 10 a.m.
So for the kids' bedrooms, a lot of white of that, melamine kind of stuff, wasn't it?
Go for it.
Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it. And again, you got to put it together yourself, of course.
Yeah, of course, yeah. You've got to put it together, and there's something for every room in the house. Well, that's thank you very much. You can't. We don't do anything. Nothing. Just the hallway. But it's good, isn't it? It's they love to have all of the full matching set for a bedroom furniture. It's lovely. Every company match everything, which we don't do now. So I think it's a nice touch there. Bless them.
I wonder if that was to make you buy more stuff. So if they told you everything had to match, that would mean that you had to go back to the same shop to get the stuff.
Yeah, you got to get your matching TV stand with your shelf, with your desk, with your bed, with your wardrobe.
But it was just square for the kids' furniture. Everything was square, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was no shapes. It was just square, sharp corners, and that was it.
But as we said in the last episode, it did last. But if there's something that happened in your bedroom unexpected, like a fight or getting shoved into something, or you fell on something, it would definitely break. Because it was MDF, just packed wood bits.
Chipboard.
Yeah. So if you leant on your door on your bedroom and you were a little bit, unbalanced, you would pull a drawer off or a door off. And the same went for the kitchens. I've got something that always reminds me of kitchens of the 80s, but of course it is something that a girl would have maybe, and it would be a girl, I'm afraid. There's a hairdryer in here and a portable iron. But this design is... Well, I would say bedroom, kitchen kitchen sort of design as well, but it's a bedroom. You'd have bedrooms of red and white as well.
It is pretty sure red and white. It's got that. Well, it's got that old person's.
Old person's. Somebody's had it from the 70s and 80s,
haven't they?
and they've travelled with it around the world.
Yes.
And they've used the hairdryer until it's burnt their hair. It's the sort of portable hair dryers was a great idea, and irons, but they never quite had the power to actually iron or blow dry anything.
Travel iron. Does anybody take a travel iron on holiday now? Is that a thing?
Maybe that's where we're going wrong.
I can't remember. Maybe you're right, James.
Look at the state of
Perhaps
us.
you could- I literally cannot remember the last time I ironed anything.
Well, what I prefer to do is not take a travel iron. I prefer to go to a hotel, get ready for the evening, realise I've got to iron something, phone down to reception and wait a handy 3 hours for them to bring an ironing board and an iron up to the room. They're ever so quick at that,
It's
aren't they?
always a tiny little piece of rubbish, isn't it?
The iron looked like it was made by the same people who make fucking deck chairs. It just never meant to stay out for more than a minute. You put any pressure on that ironing board and it collapses to the floor, as does your garment that you're desperately wanting to look smart for the evening. And you leave ready for the evening's social events, calm and collected.
What is it with the hotels? And back then, the same as now. You phone down for anything, and they say somebody will be right up.
Yeah.
And what does it? How long is right up?
Yeah, I know.
Forever.
Well, that's what
For
my wife
bloody
said.
ever.
You have to go searching for them. And I always end up down in reception going, we asked for an ironing board. And they go, oh, he's up there. He's gone up. And because you don't answer the door, they've come back down.
Yeah.
You go back up to your room and you fucking missed them. And there's no ironing board to be found anywhere.
Or if you're like, you haven't got enough towels, because they say, I'll have a double room, please. There's 2 of us staying here. So obviously 1 towel is enough.
Yeah.
So you phone down and you say that, and then you end up going hunting up and down looking for one of those trolley things.
Yeah.
With the towels on
Yeah.
it. And you think, well, fuck you, I'm going to have something. I'm going to have all that tea. I'm going to have all that coffee.
Sugar.
And all that. I'm going to make this trip worthwhile. Thank you very much.
I went to a hotel a few years ago and went, can you send an iron up, please? And she said, oh, the iron's out at the moment. So it's a 300-room hotel. The iron's out. Where am I? And the problem is that towels have always been, especially in the 80s, were like sandpaper. Towels were not these luxury inch-thick things that you can get now. You got a towel, your mum and dad had it for ages.
Ever, yeah.
It hadn't got any fluff on it. It was like a bit of sandpaper, and you couldn't clean your nether bits because you'd end up
Scraping them off.
friction
Scraping them off,
burns,
yes.
chaffed. So it was just, you run it down yourself to hope that it would absorb some water without giving you some sort of burn. Very thin towels. Remember them? I remember buying my first towels, which would have been late 90s, for my house, thinking, shit,
Buy
look how
towels.
soft are these. This has got material on. This is fluffy.
You know you've grown up when you're buying towels,
I
James.
know, walking around going, 19 quid for a towel. Shit. But yeah, my mum, I never knew a fluffy towel until I bought my own.
It's the future. Are you ready for our mystery sound, James?
Yes, please.
It's a new one. Will it be a computer of some description, I wonder?
It's a mystery sound of the 80s. It's a mystery sound of the 80s.
Now we had that in an earlier episode,
we did
didn't
have
we?
it in an earlier episode, and it's a wonderful little noise that ignites any. If you are 55, 60 and under, that noise will just trigger you and just make you feel very happy.
But how can a noise like that be so immediately take you back to a time and a place immediately?
I mean, it's what amazes me is they've had brainstorming sessions about that noise to get it right. Because it could have been blunk or blunk blunk or boom boom or any simple 2 notes, or even a time between the 2. The fact that it goes bling is the noise that works. A very quick jump from that first note to that second note, and it's not doing any other noise. That noise is the one that it was correct.
They spend millions on it. It's called sonic branding, James.
Is it?
It's called sonic branding, and because I'm very sad, I listened to a whole podcast episode about how the sonic branding for TikTok came. You know that boom that you get at the end of TikTok?
Yeah.
That they spent millions on making that noise, but it's the same as that. Instantly, you know what it is.
Yep.
Even if you just hear it in the background, you think, that's
I know
that,
how
and that's why I guess why they can charge millions of quid for that.
Yeah, I remember. I could remember the noise that my mum used to make if I hadn't come out of my room for dinner. That was instantly recognisable. Like, James! And you open the door, like, sorry, dinner's been on the table for 7 minutes. Okay, sorry, mum.
And no choice for dinner.
No.
There's your
That's what
dinner.
your dinner is.
That's what you get.
No, you have to ask the kids. Or
my daughter. She's got two. My daughter. She's got two daughters now.
Yeah.
And she will say to one, "What do you want for dinner?" And she will say to the other one, "What do you want for dinner?"
Yeah.
And I'm going like, "Oh no!
Serve the dinner.
Serve the dinner."
No, but that's assault. If you can't, not salt. It's assault. You can't force a kid to eat something that they didn't ask for.
They don't want to. No,
it's not allowed.
It's not allowed.
Now my two boys, bless them, are so into, unlike their father, health and fitness and being healthy and eating the right stuff.
I'd never know,
that we have to schedule in when my wife cooks for them, because obviously what she cooks is what she cooks, and they have to. It has to be calorically assessed, so they can't have it just today. We have to have a 3-day run-up to make sure they balance their food accordingly.
Perfect.
To make sure that they can allow for this monstrosity that is, of course, chili.
I bet
Crazy calories.
I bet your boys don't look like we do when they're our age, though.
No, let's hope not.
They're not going
Let's hope not. There's all sorts coming out now, isn't there, to stop hair loss, to stop weight gain. Let's all start jabbing ourselves with some drugs or other.
Don't even get me started on why are we taking drugs to lose weight. That's a discussion for another day, James.
Well, I find that drugs make you hungry. It's probably different drugs.
Get the munchies.
Yeah,
don't
hello.
you? It's starving
I'll
hungry.
be eating with this, whatever this Peswick or whatever.
What have we
they
got
call
in the
it.
cupboards? Quick,
Yeah.
bring it all. Fry it immediately. Anyway, ready for another clip before we incriminate ourselves, James?
Go.
How do it, all do it, what they do it for. Won't somebody tell, if only we knew it, how do it, all do it. You can bet, we've been doing it as well.
Do It All are doing Contiplas leather look shelving $229 and Marley super soft flooring from $775. They're doing ring fluorescent light fittings $5.99 and 50% off Polycell double glazing.
If only we knew it, how do it, all do it. You can bet, we've been doing it as well.
W.H. Smith, Do It All.
Never knew that.
No, neither did I.
I knew it was a do-it-all.
But
Never knew it was
W.H. Smith, Do It All.
They should have stuck with that, mate.
Rather
Keep
than
that in the high streets, not the fucking books.
It's
12
gotta be-
quid for a book.
They should- maybe
Fluorescent lighting, that's the answer.
The next move should be putting all that stuff in the airports.
Yeah.
They'll have it sewn
You
up.
could sell a fluorescent tube for 40 quid. Someone will buy it on the way to a flight. Oh dear.
But yeah,
that
W.H.
was madness sort of esque, wasn't it?
Yes,
Or
it was.
what the
Kind
other one?
of, or Shawaddy Body or something
Yeah,
like
that
that,
sort
wasn't
of
it?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Who's going to watch that and go, you know what? I will get a fluorescent tube. I've got to show you this because these days it's, you know.
I spied that. I did spy that,
Hey,
James.
Google, set my alarm for 8 o'clock or Alexa or whatever, isn't it? But we had to have, back in the day, a Morphy Richards, ideally made of wood, not a plastic lump like that. But
That is beautiful,
It's
James.
it's a device, isn't it? And obviously that is your highly coveted cassette time device.
Is this your cassette that's in
No.
it? Have you tested this, James?
No.
Have you never plugged it in?
Never plugged it.
Can we plug it in?
I don't know. You can plug it
Can
in
we
if you
give it
want.
a
If you've got a
go?
spare one, it'll probably
Let's
blow
give it a go.
blow the building sky high.
We suddenly go on there.
But it's got
coming to life.
Hello. It's got the flashing light on it.
coming
It's
to
white
life.
to match all your MFI bedroom furniture, and it's got some music tape in it.
Where's the volume?
We've got.
How good is that?
Hey, brilliant.
The only reason I wanted to plug that in is because it's got somebody's. It's making funny noises.
That's the radio.
I'm
for
going to
you.
unplug it quickly.
Yeah, but it catches fire to the studio.
James' last cassette in there.
Of course. I mean, I got that. It's haunted now, mate. You would set. Some of them you could set to have a beeping noise to wake you up in the morning in your bedroom, or it would turn the radio on.
Yes.
And I think you could also get it so that it started playing the
Playing
tape.
the tape as well.
Yeah, so that's A cassette, no, an alarm clock radio was what everybody had on their bedside table.
If you had the one with the proper digital display, because I had one that had the numbers that flipped over. For a while. It was a Hitachi one, and the numbers flipped over. But this was the real deal, and a proper radio with your FM, your medium wave, and your long wave.
Well, long wave, of course, because sometimes in Hampshire you wanted to listen to a French radio station.
Indeed, so
very important.
Yes,
right down here on the south coast, you'd often be driving along in your car and think, what the hell is that? I think it's French. And you go, bonjour. Oh, God, what's happening? I want Victory Radio on, please. But yes, so that was a bedside table, wooden or white plastic alarm clock for you.
I was, because we all used to fall asleep to the radio. I say we all used to. I certainly did. Maybe that's where I got my career from. But falling asleep to the radio. But some people say I've become expert at making other people do that. But a bedside radio, just absolutely love it. But now you just say, Alexa, do this, Alexa, do that, and whatever. And the great thing about the Alexa is, you don't have to tell it the time; it tells you the time. Whereas with these, clocks change every year. Oh, how many hours did you have to spend
working out how to do it?
Working out and not how to change the time. But then you'd have to reset the alarm, and it would take you a good hour every time to work it out. And then once you've done that, of course, you have to go to the kitchen and do the cooker. Then you'd have to do the VCR. And
what about your car? That was a bastard. There was an analog clock in the Fiesta for a while, and that was quite easy. You just push it in and you turn it around. But now, I mean, God, I change our oven clock sometimes if I can be bothered. And I usually think, right, well, that's that sorted. I go and sit back down, and the oven alarm comes on. I think, oh no, I've set an alarm on the oven. I didn't change the clock at all. I just set an alarm. Oh shit! Now, Woolworth, of course, singular. Here's different designs and patterns for you. Different paint colours for Woolworth. If you wanted to set, oh my goodness, look at this. So you've got some. Oh, these are almost sets from porn films. Absolutely disgraceful. But yes, you've got the classic kitchen layout there, much like the iron I just showed you. But some of those paint colours and some of the settings of some of the bedrooms and areas, just gorgeous.
I don't know whether your eyes are not quite up to seeing this, James. Woolworth, and in teeny tiny writing, and Woolco.
Yeah, I never got it. Woolco, I never heard that before we started doing this podcast, where I started seeing Woolco said quite a lot.
Don't know.
I don't know where that was. Comment or whatever below if you remember seeing advertised as Woolco anyway. Maybe it's a northern thing.
I don't know. I'm just trying to see, because I did see some paint samples in here.
Yeah.
I'm just intrigued to know whether they were called weird things in the 80s. Because I like paint to be white, yellow, red, or blue.
Yeah.
But now they've got all kinds of weird names. Oh, okay. We've got one here, which in my eyes is white.
Yeah.
That's actually a hint of blue.
Yeah.
But Blue Night, you can see that's blue. Sky blue.
Yeah.
Wedgwood blue. Yeah. So it is what it says.
It's got the word blue in it.
So it's a giveaway, isn't it?
Well, these days they call it like unicorn chuff and stuff. It doesn't really...
Powder pink.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Romany. What colour? Guess what colour Romany is?
Oh, you're not allowed to say that anymore.
Guess what colour? Romany's that colour.
It's a dark red. Rich red.
Rich red, yeah. And a geranium as well. They've got there.
Well, yeah, of course,
but it's better than, at least you can kind of get a hint of green, a hint of lemon. You get a vague idea of
proper black
of what
and white,
it is,
isn't it? Or not.
Well, when you're like me and you're partly colourblind.
Oh God!
You just not got a clue.
Well, you haven't. No, because it says hint of red, but you don't know what red is.
No.
So what's the point?
What's the point?
Don't tell me colours.
I'll have that tin of grey over there, please.
The one that matches the sofa, please. The one that goes in with headboard. Yeah. So I didn't remember Woolworth did paint and that sort of stuff, but I guess they did when the bigger stores.
Paint and light bulbs, all sorts of things.
Yeah, I suppose they did. Yeah.
Yes.
Kids' toys, of course, and pick and mix.
Indeed.
Lovely.
I'm going to press the magic button, James.
Yeah.
Not a clue what's going to come out, but we'll see in a second.
James James's special lunchbox surprise.
Well, based on the success of the last episode, I thought, let's have more of the same and see if we can push Andy over the edge.
For those that weren't with us for the last episode was the most disappointing lunchbox surprise ever, which was
a couple of different types of licorice.
Okay.
And I thought, well, let's have a couple of different types of licorice.
These ones were even worse.
I quite like these
than
ones.
the other ones.
Because they were sugar and they were licorice, which I thought was better than the coconut licorice, which was abysmal.
Okay.
It was a
slightly less bad.
I don't mind these.
Actually, now the white stuff,
it's like icing.
I was going to say, reminds me of icing. Icing sugar. In fact, I'm going to take a second one, James.
See,
Can't believe
converted
that.
you.
Yeah.
Converted you. See, because you had these, you had the long traditional licorice, and then you had licorice with little like sandwiches almost on it.
Those are almost cake-like.
Still not pleasant.
Not as good as it can. Of everything you've done, James, from previous episodes,
Caramac,
clear winner, James.
Well,
Clear
nice,
winner.
because they had been discontinued, and I found them just for you.
Well, I'm very appreciative of
8
that,
years out of date,
James.
but they were nice, weren't
There
they?
we go. I'm still alive, James, so can't be all that bad.
Ugh. Okay.
Did we worry about best before and used by back in those days?
I certainly didn't look for it.
No.
And these days, though, I do tend to worry about it because you go into certain stores and certain places and think, 'cause, discount stores sometimes thrive on the fact that it went out of date a week ago, and that's why they can discount it.
Discount it because it's gone
it does
bad.
say it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, these went out a week ago, but they'll be fine. And you go, and I don't know if they will be. Mind you, they're so full of preservatives and Christ knows what that maybe they will be fine until the end of time. But I do tend to look every now and again, not on milk. If I tip the milk into the tea and it comes out in lumps, I think the milk's off.
It's always the worst thing because you should always sniff the milk, and I always used to sniff the milk, but I seem to have gone out of the habit. There's nothing more disappointing now than pouring the milk into the tea that's been brewing for the 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You've invested, you put the sugar
right.
in, everything's right. You take the tea bag out, squeeze it, put the milk in. Fucking lumps.
It goes flump. It just comes out in a lump. Yeah. But then back in the 80s, your milk wasn't sealed in. It had been pecked at probably by a robin before you got to it, getting the cream off the top, and that bit of foil had probably fallen in or a bit dented in the top or been thumbed. So you couldn't be quite as picky, I suppose, because your milk was your milk. It turned up in the morning. It wasn't sealed in. You're going to drink it within the next 2 hours. Get on with it.
What about that milk that they gave you at school that they would in the winter, because it had frozen, when it had been outside, they'd keep it by the radiator to start thawing out.
Where yellow milk.
Where was the health
I know.
in the benefit
You'd be
in
the
that?
one sent with the crate to bring it back across the playground, and you'd be looking at it going, I'm not having that one. I'm not having that one. The one with a bit of mud from the back of the milk float on it. Yeah. Yes. It's amazing, isn't it, that you look back on those days and realise that back then we had electric vehicles delivering recyclable glass bottles.
Who'd have thought that? Who could have thought that would ever be a thing, James?
Stupid idea.
Ridiculous.
It was stupid when you used to be trapped behind a bloody milk float for 4 hours trying to get home. But yes, and obviously mouldy old milk in a empty cereal bowl under your bed, of course.
Of course, yes.
Yum.
Sticky bowl under the bed.
Bit of Cocoa Pops.
Right, we played a mystery sound earlier on.
Oh, yeah.
Shall we see if we can figure out if your guess was right?
Yeah, go on in.
Here we go.
It's a mystery sound of the 80s. The mystery sound of the 80s.
Buddy.
Ooh, here it is, 1989.
We had one on an earlier edition of the show, didn't
Yeah, it was
we?
Game Boy.
Yeah.
Turning on the Game Boy on the Nintendo Game Boy. The original black and white version, no backlit screen. Is a struggle to bloody play, to be
If you're
quite
going
frank.
to play it, you're going to play it with a bloody great big torch.
Yeah, or in good daylight, but not too strong daylight, because then you won't be able to see the screen either. A medium level room in the daytime.
There we go. James, what is that I can see on the table there?
Here, you can see an Argos,
Yes.
which has got all sorts of gorgeous little things you can buy. A Canon camera, a gold watch, a matching set of luggage, and a lady.
Sounds a little bit like a celebrity... Was that celebrity
Generation Game?
Generation Game. That's
Yeah,
the one.
but you can't buy a lady on Generation Game. I'm sure they
Mind you,
tried.
Bruce Forsyth managed to win a bloody Miss World, didn't he?
Did he?
He did.
Oh, yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, bless him.
Well done,
I'm
Brucey.
sure that didn't involve any money. Yes, we've got all sorts here. I'm just trying to see if they've got bedroom furniture in here. It might be, they've got clocks, lots of lovely clocks, and they've got toasters. I'm just trying to see if there's any bedroom. Oh, there we go. Here we go. We've got some lovely stuff. Look at that. Bedding. Be careful with that spine, please. Look at that one. Gorgeous. The lovely
Jarby.
The lovely light pink, light blue, light yellow and white pillowcases and bedspreads. Everyone remembers the pink and blue and yellow striped stuff. But have a flick through. There's a few other pages in there.
50% mix of polyester and 50% cotton. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm not on a bedroom, James.
Oh.
But I've immediately come. We actually used to have one of these. We used to have one of these bathroom light fittings that was also a heater.
Oh, yes.
In the middle, in our bathroom.
Yes.
So it would be a light, but it would have a dangly cord.
Yeah.
You would pull the cord and the heater would come on.
And come out with the suntan. Brilliant.
Beautiful stuff.
Yeah. So there's lots of, you would go, I mean, Argos, of course, would bring, you could get some furniture from Argos. But these days you can virtually get anything, can't you, from Argos? I think you can get, hello.
Argos is like, I think Argos is now like Amazon, but you can just get it instantly.
Yeah, there's topless ladies in here. You've missed that.
Okay.
Look, next page, some meat. So yes, but you've got there's a lot. I mean, in this one, there's no. I think you can get a bed. I think I saw some beds and some ladies in showers. It always fascinates me when they do that. Back in the day, I don't need to. I know what a shower does. There's a lady here with no clothes on. You don't need to. And one of those Aladdin baskets. Do you remember those?
Yes.
Dirty washing.
Yes.
In. Oh my goodness! And the bendy lamps. It's just wonderful. Oh, it's a Mr. Men lamp look for your bedroom, and these wicker lamps. Do you remember those?
I remember them very well. Yeah.
Wooden seams around the edges.
I'm still trying to think on how they were justifying that we need a naked lady to do the shower shot.
They won't know what the shower's doing.
So we need it, and I'm the creative. I need to be there when they do the session.
Yes, please.
That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, it's some ghastly stuff. But yes, these plastic sets of, I don't know if the camera's going to be picking this up, but these plastic sets of little side tables that interlocked together. We had some of them. They lasted until they didn't. It was a real feat of engineering when interlocking chairs and stools were made.
And they still make them in IKEA. Interlocking stools.
Do they?
Because I've got some. So they've got a good design.
They've
never
taken
goes
over
out of
from
fashion.
Argos, you see.
They have, haven't they?
Yeah.
James, on that note, we're at the end of this episode.
No.
We are, I'm afraid. So there we go.
Yeah. What are we doing next? Can you remember?
Something to do with... You did tell me.
Well, we're going to do...
Yes, we're going to do... Cartoons. Yes.
80s cartoons. Because we've done everything, and it always seems to be from a grown-up perspective when it comes to TV. And I think we haven't even touched on the bloody kids' TV shows. Kids' cartoons.
Saturday morning cartoons.
Saturday morning cartoons is... Even if you just played the intro to some, it would make people excited and probably stop walking the dog and have a listen.
I expect we might do that then next time.
So what, have a jog.
See you next Tuesday.
Okay.
Thanks for listening to this week's edition. We'd love it if you could subscribe in your favourite podcast app, and don't forget there's a video version on YouTube too. You can contact us using the links in the show notes and on the YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time for another edition of Bring Back the 80s.